Making the first pick in the second round, the Blackwater Bossing.
Blackwater select Renato Ular.
Renato Ular, now picked first in the second round by your Blackwater Bossing. Etong Coach RG.
This is probably the first surprise, and you have to believe that the coaching staff of Blackwater did a lot of research, because Ular was probably not in the radar of most coaches in the PBA, but for you to be picked in the second round as a first round pick speaks volumes of what you're capable of doing. So obviously, this might be a new name for us, but for the coaches of Blackwater, they've had extensive research about him, and they expect him to perform well for their team.
Tandaan natin, first pick, second round is also known as the Richard Del Rosario pick. What do we expect from the Renato Ular?
Same size. You showed me that he was 6'4". I really don't know anything much about him. But like I said, pag nag-i-scout ka, or you have a lot of coaches that go all over and probably have seen him play somewhere, and they probably feel that they can help the team. But you can see that they're also going for size. They want to really uplift their big men to continue to help the squad that they already have.
At para makilala pa natin si Renato Ular, siya ay makakakwentuhan ni Apo.
Our first pick in the second round is Ato Ular. Ato, ano ba ang maasahan ng iyong kupunan, ang Blackwater Bossing sa iyo?
Maasahan sa yung sipag ko sa court, yung hustle ko.
Meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan at i-dedicate itong pagkakapick mo na ito sa PBA?
Unang-una sa family ko, tapos sila Coach Elvis, Madam Eileen, ayan, yung family ko, si Sarah, tsaka yung baby namin, si Forrest. Tsaka kay Kurt, at tsaka kay Nanay Chu.
Maraming salamat. Next pick, Jot.
Making their first selection in this draft with the second pick of the second round, the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters select Tyler Teo.
Goes at number 14, second pick of the second round. Interesting times para sa Phoenix.
We've seen this guy play. We all know that he's a tough defender. He's a deadly shooter from the outside. He can finish fast break opportunities. And again, he's coming off a good season with Ateneo de Manila University. He's coming from a championship franchise. He's got championship pedigree, and you know that the level of performance of this Phoenix Fuel Masters team will definitely be on a much improved level because of guys who know how to play the game so well, can work within the team concept, and understands the game of basketball. You know, at this point, you're not just gonna choose players for probably the best in this second round, but players who will fit in the best. And as far as Coach Topex Robinson is concerned, this guy is succinct in terms of his basketball program.
Well, he's not a very tall player, but he's a point guard, and he's a smart point guard. And he can shoot, but he's not been consistent. And he has to do that on the level for the PBA to continue to have minutes. Now, I don't know about his coach. I do know Topex plays like that, although Topex doesn't shoot like that when he was younger, but he certainly learned how to do so.
He can shoot, period.
No, I love that boy. Kami nag-draft yan, so I would remember him. But I think Tyler certainly has the capabilities, but I think he has a very good sense of being a point guard. He sees the floor well, so he can really be a big help to the team.
And right now, he will be helping out Apple.
Tyler Teo being picked 14th overall. Tyler, how does it feel to be picked and drafted here in the PBA?
It's a dream come true for me, so I'm really happy right now. Thank you to Phoenix for believing in me.
What can your team and the PBA fans expect from you?
Just expect me to show up every day and give it my all.
Thank you and congratulations, Jut.
Thank you.
Para naman po sa third pick ng second round, we turn it back over to the Converge Fiber Xers.
For number 15, Converge picks Valles, Kameron.
Kameron Valles is the 15th overall pick of the PBA Gatorade Season 47 draft. Selected by Converge Fiber Xers, Kameron is currently in the United States right now.
Kameron Valles will be joining the newest PBA team in the Converge Fiber Xers. 6'1", 24 years old from San Jose College in the USA. You know Coach Jeff Carriazo will have a great idea of who this guy is, as he is from the Bay.
Yes, this is where your vast network will come into play. Probably not really familiar for us who are just really concentrating here in the Philippine shores or even in our Asian countries for possible PBA call-ups. But for a guy that Coach Jeffrey Carriazo picked, who's playing from the Bay Area, I'm sure nagtanong-tanong na yan. At nasabi siguro ng kanyang mga kaibigan that this guy can actually play pro basketball in the PBA.
But that position probably is a point guard. No? If you talk about states and then you're playing in the states and you're 6'1", you probably are a point guard. Remember, they chose 2 big men in the first 2 picks in the first round. So obviously you need a little help on the backcourt. Somebody's got to get the ball to the big men, and maybe this guy is the guy that can do that for them. Maybe it's Stephen Curry. Who knows?
Yes, tama yun ang talk. And if you're trying to surround your big men and try to give them space to operate inside, you've got to have shooters surrounding them. And yun ang expectation nila ngayon. Shooter itong player na to.
For the 4th pick in the 2nd round, ito po ang Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Master selects Chris Lalata.
Chris Lalata now making his way to the Phoenix Super LPG camp. And ito yung isa sa mga maraming mock draft lumalabas din ang kanyang pangalan. And we gotta remember, in the draft combine, he ruled the vertical, both the standing vertical and the 3-step vertical jump.
6'5", 198 pounds. You're correct, 134 inches ang kanyang standing vertical. And yung kanyang 3-step jump is also the same at 134 inches. So what you're seeing is a guy who's ultra athletic. You know that he can jump out of the gym. That is what they always say about players who can jump so high. Give him that pass in transition. He's not gonna go for layups. He's gonna go for slam dunks.
Gusto ko dito sa Phoenix, dalawa kaagad ang pick nila dahil wala nga silang pick sa first round. And they got the second pick, small guy, point guard. Now you get a big guy that can certainly help you in the forward and power forward position. Athletic pa because he has proven that already in the combine draft.
Nakapag naglaro to sa Olivares College and he traces his roots to San Jose Occidental Mindoro. Should be interesting times ahead. Right now, we'll have a chat with Apple.
Our 4th pick in the 2nd round is Chris Lalata. Chris, gusto ko itanong sa'yo, sino ba ang pinaka-excited kang makamatch up sa PBA at bakit?
Siguro si... Hindi ko pa alam. Basta bibigay ko lang yung best ko pagdating ko sa PBA. Tapos sa training, basta bibigay ko lang yung best ko.
Congratulations. Welcome to the PBA.
Thank you, thank you.
John?
Now with the 5th pick of the 2nd round, it's time for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
Rain or Shine Elasto Painters select Jhonard Clarito.
John Clarito being selected here by Coach Chris Gavina and the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. A 6'2" forward out of De Ocampo, Davao del Sur. He'll have his hands full competing for a slot over at the Elasto Painters camp.
That small forward or small guard position or the shooting guard position and the small forward position and even the point guard spot, punong-puno yan sa Rain or Shine. So, di ba, Doc? So, titignan natin ano ba talaga ang kalidad nitong manlalarong to. Can he actually reserve a roster spot for himself? He has to fight it dahil nga yung binabanggit natin. Itong mga teams sa PBA ngayon halos kompleto na. Naghahanap ng isa-dalawang players na medyo may surprise at magiging upgrade dun sa particular position na yon. Kaya nila susubukan madraft itong manlalarong ito.
And actually, back-to-back ang pagpili dito ng Rain or Shine, kaya bumalik na ulit tayo sa stage.
That's right, Magoo. Picking next for the 6th pick of the 2nd round, ang Rain or Shine Elasto Painters po ulit.
Rain or Shine selects RJ Ramirez.
With our 2nd consecutive pick, It's RJ Ramirez going to the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
Ronel Ramirez, RJ Ramirez, the 28-year-old from FEU, making his way to the stage now to join his Elasto Painters teammates.
Back-to-back cards ang kinuha nila dito, no? So surprisingly, that's their 4th pick actually of the day already. They had 2 picks in the first round, 2 picks. But like Coach Ryan said, grabe ang dami nila sa backcourt. And remember, they even got Gian on the first round. So definitely a name player type already, no? Who has the confidence. So it's going to really be a struggle if they continue to keep these guys that they have picked in the second round.
Coach RG?
Mas maraming mapagpipilian, mas maganda ang magiging resulta. And that is probably the mindset of Coach Chris Gavina. Yes, a lot of players are still under contract, especially yung mga point guard and the shooting guard positions nila. And let's see whether, of course, si James Yap babalik sa PBA, magpapakondisyon muna. Baka sumakit na yung kamay, kakampanya eh. Councilor James Yap.
Apple, take it away.
Ang mga bagong Elasto Painters, we have John Clarito and RJ Ramirez. Unahan ko na si John. John, we know, rain or shine, paano mo matutulungan ang kampanya nila dito sa 47th season ng PBA?
Ang may tutulong ko yung hustle play ko, tsaka sa depensa, tsaka sa rebound. May tutulong ko.
Ikaw naman, RJ, how could you describe your game and what can the PBA fans expect from you?
I can play hard, give a lot of energy, and do all the dirty work, whatever role.
Congratulations, gentlemen, and welcome to the PBA. Next pick, Jut.
For the 7th pick in the second round, we turn it over to the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Master selects Encho Serrano.
Encho Serrano.
Encho Serrano finally selected here in the second round, 7th overall in round number 2, Doc.
For me, this is the biggest surprise because we expected this guy to be picked a little higher than his time at this point because of the way he performed in our 3x3 league and also in our draft combine, ending as our most valuable player. But who cares, you know, when you are picked this late and you feel like you should have been picked much, much earlier, you will have a chip on your shoulder. So he's gonna prove everyone that he deserves a roster spot in the PBA.
Well, you know, Phoenix is fortunate because they have 3 picks here in the second round. Siguro nagulat pa sila. Umabot pa sila dito sa atin eh. No, but let's not forget, there have been a lot of players that have won Rookie of the Year being in the second round. And I know a couple of them that are, you know, so obviously it's not who's in the first round, but who's the guy that can really help you and contribute to the team as it comes along.
Well, you know what I like about this guy? Hindi lang sa scoring eh. Sometimes in rebounding, sometimes in defensive slot. Game changer kind of player itong si Serrano.
Tama yan. Ang comparison ko nga dyan, parang Gio Halalon yan eh. Yung bang hindi mo ini-expect na score pero gagawa ng paraan, and he's going to be a pesky defender, and not only that, he'll do everything what is humanly possible to make his team win. And that is why I'm certain this guy is going to be an asset to the team that picked him.
Parang Topex Robinson kind of player talaga, no? Kausap siya ngayon ni Apo.
Encho Serrano is our 7th pick in the second round. Encho, marami kang napabilit sa PBA 3x3. Pero dito sa 5-on-5, ano ba ang maaasahan ng PBA fans ng iyong kupunan na Phoenix sa iyo?
Siyempre, hindi ko sasayangin yung opportunity na binigay sa akin. Then, bibigay ko lang yung best ko. Yun.
Encho, meron ka ba mga gustong pasalamatan?
Siyempre, binabati ko yung family ko na nanood dito. Nanggaling sila sa Pampanga. And yung girlfriend ko, si Zea. Papasalamat din ako sa Panginoon at sa Phoenix.
Congratulations. Welcome to the PBA, Chut.
Punta naman tayo sa 8th pick of the second round, and to announce their selection, here is Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel.
Barangay Ginebra selects Jayson David.
Jayson David heading over to Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel, and you heard how the crowd accepted that pick.
6'2", 190 pounds from Lyceum and Tubong, Pampanga. Itong si Jayson David, at alam na alam ng kanyang mga taga-suporta na yung kasikatan mo, magmamagnify yan pag Barangay Ginebra ang nag-pick sa'yo. But again, this is going to be an uphill climb for Jayson David, knowing exactly the kind of roster complement that Barangay Ginebra has. Remember, they are our defending champions with Justin Brownlee in tow. But in the next conference, labanan na yan kung talagang may pagkakataon siyang makakuha ng pwesto para sa Barangay Ginebra.
Well, guardian ito, but he can score. No, he's not that small, but he can score. I've watched him play. That's more or less, tulad nga binanggit nga niya, marami kang pwesto. Alam yata natin, babalik na si Pringle.
Yan.
So, dami pa lang dadami ang player dyan.
So, yan nga po, sa abangan na lang natin kasi Jayson David can actually crack this lineup. Pero siya po ay kasama ngayon ni Apple.
20th overall pick, Jayson David. Jayson, naglaro ka para rin sa Barangay Ginebra sa PBA 3x3 ngayon. Pinik nila para sa kanilang 5-on-5 team. Paano mo masusuklian itong tiwalang ibinigay sa'yo ng Barangay Ginebra?
Gagawin ko lang kung anong best ko, kung anong papagawa sa akin ng team namin, ng coach. Bibigay ko yung 100% ko sa game.
Meron ka ba mga gustong pasalamatan?
Gusto ko magpasalamat sa Panginoon, unang-una sa lahat, syempre. Tapos gusto ko magpasalamat sa girlfriend ko, sa pamilya ko. Yun lang.
Congratulations, John.
Here to make their pick for the 9th selection of the second round, the NLEX Road Warriors.
NLEX selects Reuben Saldua.
Reuben Saldua making his way to the NLEX Road Warriors though.
Tough player, plays the two-guard position. I think with Letran yata siya dati, whatever, or he played there. He's a tough player, good defender. You can see his size, It's about 6'1", 6'2", na medyo physical maglaro. So something that certainly can help you on your defense.
First order of battle, crack a roster spot. Because pag makakuha ka ng roster spot, you will be given an opportunity to play by Coach Yang Yao. But the question again is he good enough to bump off some of the resident stars of the NLEX Road Warriors team? But for as long as you get drafted in the PBA, you're on stage right now, you're sitting beside one of the finest, or one of the greatest, of course, PBA coaches in the history of the league. Ang importante dyan is show what you're made of. And when that time comes na makalaro ka dito sa PBA, alam mo na gaganda ang iyong kinabukasan.
So congratulations to Reuben Saldua on being selected here by NLEX. But sabi nga ni Coach RG, the dream is just halfway through right now. Natawag yung pangalan mo, the work definitely begins even.
Correct.
And siya ngayon ay kasama ni Apple.
Chester Saldua picked by NLEX. Chester, your outfit today is quite an impression, but what impression do you want to make inside the hard court?
I just want to be able to show that an underdog can make it in the big league.
Do you want to dedicate this achievement to anyone?
I want to dedicate it to my parents, to my sister, to my brothers over there, to Coach Elvis, to all of the coaches, Coach Mike, all of the coaches that helped me to get here, Coach Rob Wainwright, my mentor. It's just a big blessing to me. Thank you.
Congratulations. Welcome to the PBA's next pick, Just.
Thank you, Apple. Now making their first selection of the PBA Gatorade Season 47 draft with the 10th pick in the second round. Please welcome the Meralco Bolts.
Meralco Bolts select Christian Fajarito.
Christian Fajarito selected by the Meralco Bolts. Unfortunately, Christian is about to play also in his collegiate
pick
game later on.
2022, the Meralco Bolts go with Christian Fajarito.
Well, another team that I feel like they have already prepared their team for the long haul. All the positions are packed, probably at least 2 or 3 players in a particular rotation. And they picked late in the second round. And they have Christian Fajarito, a 6'7" guy from Letran, and 216 pounds. So what they want for this guy is a chance to bang bodies with guys like, of course, Raymond Almazan, Reynal Hugnatan, and the other resident big guys of Meralco Bolts. So he will start as someone who will be utilized in practice sessions, and who knows if he shows vast improvement, his development is fast-tracked. I won't be surprised kung magkakaroon siya ng pwesto dito sa Meralco Balls.
Christian Fajarito, I've watched him since juniors days. He was pretty good with FEU. Eventually, they let him go, and then he has traveled, I think, from UST, then going to Letran. He's like a powerful. He played center, but he's really like a power forward with a good medium-range jump shot. Ang importante lang sa kanya is talaga yung katawan niya medyo alanganin. So for the tough guys, the bigger guys on the team. But he has talent. There is no question about that. It's a matter of putting it together and maybe finding the right coach to help him out.
We got 2 more picks coming up dito sa second round, starting with the 11th by Phoenix.
Here to announce the 11th pick of the second round, the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Master selects Antonio Joson.
So Antonio Joson will get an opportunity now to run with Phoenix.
A mainstay ng National University Bulldogs who played in the last UAAP season. I thought they overachieved as a number 5 team of out of 8, and this guy is their shooter from the outside. You know that he's got touch, he's got the toughness to defend as well. And what I like about this guy more than his playing attributes is his demeanor. He is a guy that is so positive. He knows exactly what he wants to accomplish inside the basketball court. He's not gonna sulk in the corner of their bench when he's not being utilized. And those are the things that you like. Those are the things that you need. A locker room player who's just a positive influence inside your practice sessions or even inside your locker room.
Well, you know, Joson started in Ateneo High School, playing guys like sila Mamu and the Ildefonso brothers, and some of the other guys in the senior division. He was a 2-guard, and one guy, he plays point, but he can really score also. The problem is that there were too many players in Ateneo. That's why he moved to NU, and then he was able to transform himself into a point guard. Quick, he has hustle, can score. So that definitely is a good help. Plus the fact that he has had good training from high school all the way up to college. Jeff Napa did a good job on him too.
Yes, and he is going to be with Apple.
I am with Enzo Joson, picked by Phoenix Super LPG. Enzo, what are you looking forward to the most ngayon na parte ka na ng PBA?
Siguro sa akin, since it's the highest league of the Philippines, siguro the competitive level. So ayun, maki-match up sa mga ibang point guard. Siguro that's what I'm looking forward the most.
And speaking of matchups, point guards you already mentioned, sino ba yung pinaka nilulook forward mong maka-match up dito sa PBA?
Siguro yung mga pinaka-veteran na point guard. So siguro sila L.A. Tenorio, Mark Baroca, Gio Lalon. Siguro the likes of them siguro po.
Looking forward to those matchups. Congratulations, John.
Wrapping up our second round with the 12th pick. Dito nga sa second round, the Magnolia Chicken Templados Hot Shots.
The Magnolia Chicken Templados Hot Shots select Carlo De Chavez.
Chavez, a professional bucket getter, now heading over to Magnolia.
Pareho kayong kilala nyo siya dahil gumagawa kayo ng 3x3. Alam nyo, pag kailangan mo ng 3-point shot, ay 2-point shot pala doon sa 3x3, go to Carlo. Of course, the question is, he's got the height. The question is the stamina and the physical ability to play in PBA for long minutes, long periods of time.
Yes, he's a mini bulldozer. He bullies his way inside to get an advantage on a high percentage shot. When you sag a little bit, he's got that uncanny ability to shoot from the 3-point area with consistency. You cannot leave him wide open, but Dr. J is correct. Can he keep in step with the quicker offensive players in the league? That's going to be a question. But you also have to remember, some of the players who are being drafted in this year's draft, if they don't make it dun sa kanilang regular 5-on-5 roster, automatic they will have an opportunity to represent their team dun naman sa 3x3. So yun ang mga tinitignan natin dito. Don't just situate yourself. Of course, the priority is to make that top 12 in the 5-on-5 platform. But if not, then you will have that chance to secure a slot doon sa 3x3 na prestigious din dito sa ating liga.
And Carlo right now is with Apple.
Carlo De Chavez is drafted by the Magnolia Chicken Templados. Carlo, you are one of the standouts sa PBA 3x3. How will that experience help you now that you will be entering sa 5-on-5 in the pros?
Just 3x3 gave me a lot of confidence. It gave me the ability to showcase my talent. And I'm just ready to bring that to the 5-on-5 stage. And I'm just excited. I'm ready to get this thing going. So.
I see you have family and friends supporting you. Anyone you want to thank?
Shout out my brother, Chris De Chavez. He paved the way for me. And shout out to all my family, West North, New Jersey, Batangas, Marikina, and shout out to my dad, my mom, Tita Emmet, and Tita Boji, and yeah.
Thanks, Carlo. That is the end of our second round.